does. Okay.
So earlier in the episode, we had talked about, he was doing really well, and then some things kind of happened. We're not going to get into the personal backstory of exactly what happened, but one of his courses spent a lot of money. It didn't quite work out the way they had planned. And now we're trying to talk about how do you bounce back from a loss? Because that's not, easy.
Yes, and for me, that loss of that course, or I guess you call it failure of the course that I spent a year and a half, and I put everything I had into it, really knocked me back a few steps. And it took a long time for me to even just have the motivation to want to sit down and just go back to the drawing board and start over again. And to tell you the truth, I don't have the magic formula for just snapping out of it. I think it just takes a certain amount of time. And I kept not believing this too. I kept saying, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? So it probably took me a good 3-4 months before I was just pumped again and ready to go back to work. And it just came to me one day that now's the time. And then you get to the point where your mind will let you come up with ideas that you really get excited and want to implement. And that's what happened with this agency box thing, is that I finally found a niche that was perfect for me, because the niche thing took forever too. I went through different industries, couldn't stand the industry after I chose it. I chose restaurants. I could never get a hold of restaurants, and then construction. But I think this is the perfect niche for me, because it's my people. It's the people I talk to every day anyway. So, and I've done it. So I've literally been in their shoes.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I think I have seen something of yours before then, because the construction, maybe, yeah, that's interesting. Bonus question. So this is just a weird question, right? I've heard this debate a lot. Some people like high ticket upfront versus, residual. I'm guessing that by our conversation, over time, you've come to appreciate residual more, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And is that just because it becomes more passive over time so that you can kind of grow it, or why that?
Well, I think everybody loves it when they get a $10,000, $15,000 check. It's a great feeling, but it goes very quickly. Residual lasts forever. At least, that's the mindset behind it, is that it may take a little bit longer for it to pay off, but when you're an entrepreneur, the one thing you don't have is a paycheck, and that residual is what replaces that paycheck. So I would tell anybody, even if you do get money up front, add a small residual product, because there are going to be months where you have a slow month, and that residual will pay your bills.
Yeah, that is actually key. It's funny. It's like the people who are new in business, they want to get just to say, I made $4,000 on a phone call. But then when you actually look back, $97 doesn't sound like a lot of money. But I mean, there have been times when I was first starting my business that, $300, $500 extra a month saved my business, kept me afloat. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the only thing I worry about with this niche that I've chosen now, is that I'm dealing with a lot of people that just started. So the attrition might be higher.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get at least 12 months out of them, and have a system in place where I'm churning out and replacing the attrition that I do have. But I'm definitely not used to that with clients that have usually typically lasted 10 to 15 years. I'm hoping I'm at a price point where they don't just give up in 3 months and cancel. That would be the one thing that would suck.
Yeah, I mean, because even in the past, right, I still have like websites for businesses that, either went up or went down. It's almost like, if I had a little bit of a hand in building it, then I kind of feel attached to it. So even though they might quit the business, like for example, I was talking to a lady, she spent $10,000 on a website and no money on marketing the website or getting her name out. But I guarantee she'll probably keep that website a long time as a result of that.
Exactly.
That's why I kind of like, website design and SEO, because they're just services that, need to be maintained. So it's not like,
See, that's a lot of work too, SEO, and it's no guarantee that you're doing anything. You're going to wait 6 months. See, what probably my perfect client is, but I can't find them in a particular niche, is that company that's got 20 employees, has a human resources department, has lots of employees, has lots of things that you can build into their website that don't have necessarily everything to do with just selling. You know, you can set up a client login for clients where they can log in and pay their bill online. You can set up one up for employees where they can log in and see a calendar of events and check out their 401k. You can set up a customer support section of the website that's 24-hour support for them. Once you do that, and those things cost 10 to 15,000 up front, then you can charge $150, $200 a month to manage it and maintain it. So, and they last for 10 to 15 years because that expense is absolutely nothing to them. I have a paving company right now that's a client. They spend $10,000 a day in gasoline. So they're giving me, or they're paying $400 a month for hosting, management, and email spam blocking. I've literally had them as a client since 1998.
Oh, dang. That's a lot of, that's painful.
What do you mean?
Because
It's $400 a month I've been pulling in for the last 20 years from this one client, in addition to the $6,000 or $7,000 they give me every couple of years to revamp their site. That's the perfect client.
Yeah, it is cool. It's just when you said 10K in gasoline, I'm like, you undercharge them a lot.
Oh no,
But
I
I
can
guess,
definitely say that for sure, but who knows if they would have lasted 20 years if I hadn't. You know, and there's only so many things I can do. They don't need the website to bring in more business because they do everything through state contracts. And they just have it for a presence. You know, that's the key, is if you can find somebody that has all the money in the world to spend and they want to spend and have a killer website just for the look and just for the branding of it, they are expecting nothing in return except for a beautiful website. And for the monthly fee, they just don't care. So, I mean, if you ask them today, they'd tell you they love me because they still know me by name. After 20 years, they know me by name. They can email me. They can send me a text message at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday, and I'll fix their problem for them right then and there. You can't get that kind of service from GoDaddy.
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, are you using LinkedIn yet?
I've tried LinkedIn for the course. Haven't tried it for Agency Box. Aside from just setting it up, I got to go back and upgrade the service to that $60 a month thing and try it out. But I had no luck with the course. That was another reason why the course failed. Is I couldn't get into the right place to find the people, well, agencies, and they're all so sold on ClickFunnels. They didn't want to hear, and ClickFunnels is constantly telling them websites are dead, which
it is a website.
It's a website.
Here's something like sales. I once had a marketing professor back in college, and I was like, oh, because he used to own an agency, sold a couple years ago. But I was like, oh yeah, this ClickFunnels thing is good. Do you guys use sales funnels in your business? He said, what the F word is that? And I started describing what it was. He said, oh, you mean like UX, user experience? And I was like,
no, that's not the same thing.
yeah. So I was just like,
I mean, I guess it's a type of UX, but
it's like they don't even use like that outside of like this internet marketing space,
Right.
So
I mean, we're all looking for something that differentiates us when we talk to somebody about a website, because the website's been so overplayed. But everybody still needs a website. For years, I didn't want to be called a website designer. That was like a 4-letter word to me. I had no interest in being called a website designer. So the fact that we're funnel designers and stuff like that, it just sounds cool, but it's still a website.
So, okay, so is that how you've kind of had to evolve, like?
Not with that. Instead, we're a web agency, and I've always liked that word way better than web designer. Because when you think web designer, you think some guy working for 30 grand a year that's in some cubicle, and that's not what we are. We do branding. We can do drone photography. We can do photography. I mean, we're more like a marketing agency or an advertising agency, really, than a lot of people are. So.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, because you could probably, it would probably be hard for you to find like a traditional niche, like for the larger companies I'm talking about, unless you're like on LinkedIn and you're literally in Sales Navigator, choosing by company size, like by the position that you're looking for in the specific industry that you like.
See, I've done that too. And the one problem with the way that I was going after it is that a lot of those companies that were making millions of dollars have updated their website recently. So it was a tougher sale. You're going in saying, oh, we can give you another nice website instead of a nice website. So maybe the ship is sailing that. Again, it's been years for me, so I'm still getting back into it to figure out where the actual industry is at the moment because it
Yeah.
changes on a daily basis. But yeah, I was thinking manufacturing. People that sold one product and manufactured it. That was a big industry that I could create a niche for. But then you've got different people, different positions that make the decision on the website, and
Yeah.
it's not fun to create a manufacturing website. So that's why I wanted to do restaurants because I love food and it's awesome to actually build a restaurant website. But
They seem like low hanging fruit until you actually get into like restaurants. You're like, oh, I can't talk to the owner because he
yeah,
probably
they don't pick up the phone, and then every time I want to call them, I'm like, oh, it's in the lunch window. Oh, it's in the dinner window. It's
yeah, or like I don't know why. Like same thing with like chiropractors, dentists,
mhm.
doctors. It's the one thing that all the beginner digital marketers want to go into. And like they're cool if you can actually get them, but like the
Right.
challenges
That's
and
why I never went after dentists because you're always talking to the receptionist and you're
right,
literally selling through the receptionist.
yeah, who
Yeah,
is not really trained at selling, doesn't really care.
right.
You know, you know,
But
it's
I missed the boat on that one though because dentists all have nice websites now. So it's crazy that all of a sudden somebody swept in and sold them all because most of the ones I run into have beautiful websites now. I think they capitalized on their ego for sure.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. But that's how the industry kind of works, you know. But I'm sure that you're gonna keep building your reach and gonna build a bigger status and everything. That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Do you, let me ask you this. Do you care about like there are bigger players in our space who have like 20,000, 30,000 followers. Do you ever have any interest in kind of going to that level, or are you going to be able to make a lot of money while still staying like under 10, 15,000 followers?
I think I have to, in order to get that many followers, I need to do some massive advertising. In a lot of cases, usually you don't just grow to
Mm,
that level. I mean, I don't have an exciting enough product that I'm going to get 30,000 followers overnight just because I'm posting stuff on there. I think the hardest thing for me now too is I want to be able to become an authority in the space, but I'm having a hard time figuring out what to give away because in this industry, if you tell people, oh, you can set up a WordPress website that does everything that ClickFunnels does, and you give them any of the tools that I used to do that, they'll all go, oh, let me go figure that out by myself. And so I don't know if I want to give away everything that's under the curtain, you know?
yeah, yeah. The lead magnet is hard for that. That's a weird problem, you know? That's
Yeah.
an interesting problem, but I'm sure that you're gonna be able to figure it out pretty quickly, you know.
Well, I'm building that video library of testimonials, and for the first time, I've got a bunch of them. I've got more of them coming in there. I've got one that she sent me the script for that blew me away, so I can't wait to see that one. And I think once I get that wall of video testimonials of all these people that are using ClickFunnels that have switched over that love it as much as they do, I think that will help. But no matter what, I still got to get the word out. So
Yeah.
at some point, I got to figure out how to market it. It's always hardest to market a marketing company, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's especially because like depending on how you like go about it, like you get on the phone with some people and they're like, oh, why should I trust you? You're just a marketer. Um,
Right.
yeah, so it's an interesting thing, but it's almost like depending on what you're selling, you almost need like followers, like initial set of followers who just push your message forward,
Hmm.
and then it just kind of grows like that. So it's really interesting too.
Well, sooner or later, I'm going to bump into somebody that is one of those people that's always in their groups posting and stuff like that. So far, I've gotten a bunch of clients that love the work that I've done, but they're very quiet in the groups and they're not going to go out there and recommend me. I mean, Shani is how I got introduced to you, and she's a machine that's always on there and answering everybody's questions and stuff. So she's the best asset to have ever.
Uh,
I just need 10 of those.
we're stopping the